Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed about the connective tissues and we have discussed about the different types of connective tissues, that is blood and bone and areola, adipose, tendon and ligament. Okay, now in today's class we are going to discuss about the muscular tissue. Now as we already know that muscles are present in our body and because of the muscles we can move, we can do contraction and relaxation. Okay, different parts of the body can move and we can move from one place to another place also, that is what is locomotion. So muscles are made up of cells and these cells are elongated, means they are longer in length, and these are basically called as muscle fibers. If you see here in your NCERT you can find it in on page number 75, as I am showing you here, that muscular tissue consists of elongated cells and these are called as muscle fibers. Okay, and this tissue is responsible for movement in our body. Okay, and how can they contract or relax? Because the muscle cells contain special type of proteins, they are called as contractile proteins. So muscles contain special proteins called contractile proteins, and which contract and relax. So basically there are two types of contractile proteins are there. Now it is the name of the proteins are not given, so I am just giving you, you can note down in your copies. So first one is actin and the other one is myosin. So these actin and myosin are the basic contractile proteins and they contract and relax, and this causes the movement, okay, in our body. Now let us discuss about the different types of muscular tissue. Okay, so basically depending upon their structure and function, there are basically three types of muscular tissue are there. Three types of muscles or muscular tissue are there. So number one is striated, number two is smooth, and number three is cardiac. Now let us discuss uh, them one by one and then we will study them separately and then we will see what is given in the NCERT. So let us discuss about the striated ones. Now when we see the striated muscles under the microscope, we will see dark and light bands. Okay, so we will see alternate dark and light bands, and these bands are alternate. Alternate means, so light band will be there. Suppose if I make a striated muscle here, so here will be dark band, then light band, then again dark band will be there, then again light band, and then so dark band and light bands are present alternately. So this is a dark band and in between two dark band we have a light band. So dark and light bands are there. That is why the name is given striation. So striation means dark and light band. So striation means the bands, light and dark band. Now these muscles are, the cells of these muscles are having many nucleus. So they are multinucleated cells. Multinucleated cells are there. So cells are multinucleated of the striated muscles. Now let us talk about one more feature of striated muscles is that the striated muscles are attached to the bones. And we have studied yesterday in the last class, in the previous class we have studied that the bones form the skeleton of our body. So and these muscles are attached to the bones, so these muscles are also called as skeletal muscles. Okay, so these muscles are also called as skeletal because they are attached to the bones. Okay, now they are also called as voluntary muscles. Why voluntary? because we can control. Whenever we want to move our hand, we can move it. Whenever we want to move our leg, we can move it. Whenever we want to turn our head in any direction, we can turn it. Okay, whenever we want to close our eyes, we can do that. So why? Because these muscles are under our control. We can control them directly. So that is why these muscles are called as voluntary. Voluntary means under our control. Okay, so these are called as voluntary muscles because these are under our control. We can control them directly, under our control, or we can also write under the control of our will. So we can control them directly under our under the control of our will. So this is how these muscles are there. So striated muscles are called as striated. Why? Because they have dark and light bands, and these are alternate. These are multinucleated cells made up of many nucleus. Inside one cell, we have already studied that one cell contain one nucleus, but the cell of the striated muscles contain many nucleus. Okay, and these are also called as skeletal muscles because they are attached to the bone, and they are also called as voluntary muscles because they are under the control of our will. Okay, now we can also note down that these muscles are unbranched. So muscles are unbranched, means there is no branching is there. So branching is absent in the striated muscles. Okay, now let us see what is given here in the NCERT. Okay, we will start from here. It is given here that we can move some muscles by conscious will. Okay, so muscles present in our limbs move when we want them, stop when we so decide. Such muscles are called as voluntary muscles. So voluntary means under the control of our will. So these muscles are also called as skeletal muscles, as it is written here and already I have explained, because they are mostly attached to the bones and helps in body movement. Under the microscope, they show alternate light and dark bands or striations. That is why they are also called as striated muscles. As a result, they are also called as striated muscles. The cells of this tissue are long, cylindrical, unbranched. So they are like a cylinder. As you can see here in this A diagram, they are like a cylinder. You can see many nucleus also there, and they are unbranched. So they are multinucleated, means having many nucleus. So I hope this is clear. Now let us move to the second type of muscle, that is the smooth muscle. Now as the name is there, now smooth does not mean that they have a very slippery or structure like that. Smooth basically means that alternate light and dark bands are absent. Bands are absent. So alternate light and dark bands are absent, means striations are absent. So they are not present. That is why the name is given smooth muscles. And they are involuntary. Now what do you mean by involuntary? Because we cannot control directly according to our will. So we cannot control according to our will. So all these points you will write as notes. Okay. So smooth muscles are involuntary. Now where are they present? They are present. Now as we have seen that skeletal muscles are attached to the bones, the smooth muscles are present in the internal organs. So present in the internal organs. So they are basically present there. Okay, like we have stomach. Example, stomach is a muscular organ. Okay, we have small intestine. Okay, esophagus. So all this digestive system contains the smooth muscles. Okay, and they cannot be controlled. We cannot move the muscles of our stomach whenever we want. Why? Because we cannot control them. So that is why smooth muscles are involuntary in function. Let us talk about their structure. The cells are spindle shaped. So they have spindle shaped cells. Now spindle means they are toward the edges, they are pointed, but they are thick in the center. Okay, so in the center you can see they look like an eye. Okay, so at the edges they are pointed edges, but they are thick in the center. Okay, and the nucleus is also present. And how many nucleus is there? You can see they have only one nucleus. So the cells are uninucleated. Okay, so cells are uninucleated. So uninucleated cells means having only one nucleus. Okay, now let us see what is given here in the NCERT. So the movement of food in the alimentary canal or contraction and relaxation of blood vessels are involuntary movements. Now what do you mean by involuntary? That we cannot control according to our will. So we cannot really start them or stop them. Okay, why? Because we cannot control them directly. So smooth muscles or involuntary muscles control such movement. They are also found in the iris of the eye. Okay, so these are the examples where these smooth muscles are present. So you should note down all these examples. Ureters. Okay, so ureter is passing the urine. Okay, from the kidney to the urinary bladder. We cannot control all these actions. In the bronchi of the lungs, we cannot control that. The cells are long and with pointed ends. I already told you they are spindle shaped and they are uninucleate, having only one nucleus. So I hope you have understood about the striated as well as the smooth muscles. Till now we have seen uh, striated muscles and smooth muscles. Now let us talk about the third type of muscles, that we call it as cardiac muscles. Okay, so the third type of muscles is cardiac muscles. Now cardiac muscles are the muscles which are present only in the heart. So remember that. So they are present only in heart, not anywhere else. Okay, and the special property about cardiac muscle is that every muscle contract and relax, but the special property of the cardiac muscle is that they contract and relax rhythmically throughout life. Means they never tire, means they never get tired. They work throughout the life, they contract and relax throughout the life. Now you know that before we are born our heart is made in our body. Okay, and the heart start beating and it beats continuously day and night without any break, and it works till we die. So these muscles are very important because they are present only in the heart and they contract and relax in a rhythm throughout life. Now why we call it is in a rhythm? Because our heartbeat is constant. Our normal heartbeat is constant. It is about 70 or 70 or 72 times per minute. So in a minute, a normal adult human being, the heart beats about 70 or 72 times. So that is why it is called as rhythm, in a rhythm. Okay, now let us talk about the structure of the cardiac muscle. Now cardiac muscle is having a combination of the structure of both the striated muscle as well as the smooth muscles. Okay, so they are basically cylindrical. Okay, now and with the cylindrical they are having only one nucleus, so they are uninucleated. The cells are uninucleated. Okay, now cylindrical is the property of the, which type of muscles are cylindrical? Striated muscles. Which type of muscles are uninucleated? The smooth muscles. Okay, and these muscles are also branched. Okay, so branching is there in them. So branching is not the property of the striated muscles. So the cells are basically cylindrical, or the fibers are cylindrical in shape, they are uninucleated, and the muscles are branched. Let us see what is given here in the NCERT. Okay, and one more property, if you want, you can write here. They also show striations. Striations are present. So this also you can note down. Striations are present. So these are the uh, structure. This is the structure of the cardiac muscles. The muscles of the heart show rhythmic contraction and relaxation throughout the life. Already explained. Without any break, they work. These involuntary muscles are called cardiac because we cannot control them. So these are also involuntary in action. Heart muscle cells are cylindrical, branched, and uninucleate. Already told. If you see the diagram, you can see this is cylindrical and branching is also there. You can see this is a branch, and then you can see striations, which is not mentioned here, but the diagram is having this point. So I have given this point in your notes. You make the notes, study them well. Thank you, students.